Hey everyone, DayTraderRockStar here for the 10 for 1000 watch list and an update on the markets for the week of August 28th, a hurricane week. Hurricane Irene heading up the coast. I decided to get into the office early this week, or this weekend, get it out before the power goes out, and it's not going to be here until tonight. So hopefully I'll get the cameras running. You can actually visit the site, daytradingradio.com, and take a look outside and see how the storm is brewing. If the power even continues. But what a great week we had. I mean, a fun week in the markets. There's a lot of news out on the horizon, a lot of news that just recently passed. The Jackson Hole meeting passed on Friday, and that previous week we called I was calling it a Jackson Hole rally, a rally into the speech of Bernanke, and right before that, you take your cards off the deck, or you understand that the risk going into that rally and the sell-off that could come from that is there. But definitely wanted to see that rally into the Jackson Hole conference, and that was a pretty decent 3-day rally. We pushed right up against the 20-period moving average. We gapped up, and then we actually sold off, and then we had Friday where Bernanke came out with his speech, and the market sold off pretty drastically in the beginning. We'll go out on the 5-minute chart, and right at 10 o'clock, and then reversed. We dived off here, and then we reversed, and we closed very strong. Now, there's a lot of talk out there, not to get into the whole economic side of what's going on. I definitely have a good feel of what I'm thinking going forward. I'm going to share that with you today, and I'm not going to be someone that kind of, drag this on. But, I feel the market is based a lot on psychology of the individual investor and people trying to play chess with this market. What's the next move? All right. Considering we could actually look back at recent highs and see that, we're off a decent amount, a nice little correction, but compared to the last 2 years, we have, we were holding on to decent gains, and we haven't really broken down to really, taking out a new trend. I mean, the short-term trend is down. Even the IBD actually said that Friday's action kind of puts us back into an uptrend, which, you can't just change from a downtrend to the uptrend to downtrend to the uptrend. It's, everyone's going to be making these calls going forward, especially if you're in the markets and you're trading like we trade each and every day. You can't help but see, just lining up a string of, or a line of analysts telling you their projections and their predictions and what they think, is going to happen. But really, it's a guessing game. So it really comes down to psychology and playing chess with the market. We found out last week that Obama is actually going to be doing a speech September 5th. And finding this out changes the game for me totally. So I did a little research, found out exactly what the speech is about. And you gotta understand, and you gotta think deep into the market. You can't think about the end of the world scenarios. You can't think about, us not paying it. That, I mean, history has proven that, opportunities come in the market, and they are opportunities. And the market is probably one of the safest places to put your money, other than short-term, drops based on fear and emotion and other things that kind of trigger things. But over time they correct, and we continue to move higher. So it is it's a pretty decent investment to look at the market in times of when there's a lot of fear on the table, and you got to be just listening to the markets these days and listening to the news. Unemployment very high. The recent downgrade of our debt rating, the Euro bond issue, Euro banks, our banks, everything, is just coming out in the news, and there's a lot of negativity in the market, and the market was affected from that. We dropped off out of a nice head and shoulders formation, and we came down, but now it seems, the news is being absorbed, even into the Bernanke announcing that there's not going to be any, he didn't hint at any stimulus, which means a couple different things. We don't want to really look into that. But what I'm really looking at is the President Obama's September 5th speech. Now, that speech is going to be September 5th. And this is a little blurb on this, and then we'll get to the watch list. This is I'll paraphrase this. President Obama will roll out a plan for fresh ideas. Now, that's annoying right there to hear fresh ideas. Ideas. Let's just roll out something. Let's roll out a plan and let's just do it. We don't want to hear ideas, but this is what this little caption is saying. To accelerate job growth during a major address in September, a senior administration official told the Associated Press the plan, likely to contain tax cuts and new infrastructure ideas aimed at creating jobs, and comes after the president's political rivals, especially in Congress, have called for specific policies from the White House. Now, the president's been on vacation for the last week, coming back early because of the hurricane. This has to be front and center. This has to be front and center, and this has to be something that the market's going to be paying close attention to. So again, we're going to have another situation where we're going to have a big event, on September 5th, which is going to be next week, the following week on Monday. So we have all next week, and I want to say that we're going to rally into the September 5th announcement. All right, I'm going to say we end up higher from where we are now into the September 5th announcement. Now, from that point on, again, we don't know if he's going to come out disappoint. It's really, the ball's in his court. Even Bernanke kind of put things in the administration's court by not doing anything. So it all comes down to the September 5th speech to kind of jumpstart the economy, try to get people, back on his side. As an approval rating has dropped dramatically. Everything that could go wrong is going wrong, and what I like to say is the market always prices in things and always sees out. And there's been talk about time, but I've never done the studies on how far the market trades out in advance. Like there's the talk of the 6-month period where market prices in, whatever happens 6 months out is already being priced into the market. So if you think a recovery is going to happen within 6 months, then you're looking for this market to probably start to move up off of this. And I know, I'm not going to play the two sides of the fence here. I think that's where we're going to be heading. I think that this market is very close to rallying. I think that the bottom is very close to being in. Take it, and the only thing I want to throw out there is take it that we have some kind of other natural disaster or some kind of political event that kind of shakes the foundation of our government, whatever. But if things go, kind of normal here, and we just kind of, get through these next couple of weeks, I think we're going to start to rally, and we're going to look for some type of action out of the White House. There's got to be something out there. And there's still the opportunity of the Fed coming in with some kind of stimulus in September, which a lot of people are. So there's a lot of things, a lot of wild cards on there. So with that said, my position going forward. I think we rally into this, and when we say rally into next Monday, the following Monday, not this Monday, that's a good, it's a whole week. That's a whole week. So, not to say that tomorrow or Monday can be down, and Tuesday can be down, and Wednesday is going to be up, and we're not going to say that. There's definitely going to be that chop, and just understand, down day doesn't make a rally, or it doesn't make a trend. So let's go into a 10 for 1,000 watch list for this week, and taking that in consideration, we actually did start cutting down our time frame on a lot of the trades. So we've been taking a lot of short-term trades and have been working out good. And I want to keep to that style of trading. But there is some good stocks that from last week's watch list I want to continue to focus on, and then going into this week, there's a couple new stocks I want to go on here. So let's start off here.